Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, and I have a special episode for you this week, guys. Two people that I've covered before in their lame attempts to debunk veganism. I'm talking about science educator, astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Piers Morgan. Man, we all know what he's all about. Anyway, they've joined forces because one great mind is not enough. It turns out you needed two great minds to debunk veganism. So let's watch a complete and thorough debunking and trashing of the whole enterprise of veganism.
I'm going to look for the science first because that's how the history of this exercise has unfolded.
I want to play you a clip. This is you talking to Joe Rogan about vegans.
All right, so this is great, guys. So let's listen to what Neil deGrasse Tyson says here about vegans, and you judge for yourself if he's talking about vegans or veganism or something else entirely.
If you want to save animals, I've never seen anyone say save the leeches.
No one cares about bugs.
Save the ticks.
No, that's not really a vegan thing, but let's hear you out.
And you can ask, if you're really into animals and don't want to kill them, if you heard that ticks were endangered, would you start a movement to protect ticks?
So Mr. PhD in astrophysics here has no idea what veganism is. He thinks vegans are the ones who try to protect endangered species?
Would you do that? And if you would, more power to you. But I'm thinking you're not.
And for anyone trying to defend Neil here is not talking about vegans, no, look down below on the screen there. He's calling us species bigots because vegans don't care about insects. Anyway, it's the business or job of endangered species activists or ecologists who fight for the rights of endangered species. And there are many organizations around the world who do precisely that. And notice how these are not vegan organizations. It's so sad. The guy has a PhD in astrophysics, he's a science educator, and he hasn't even done the bare minimum, I'm talking about Neil, to educate himself as to what veganism is. What our job is exactly is none of the stuff he's talking about. We are against animal cruelty and exploitation. We're not ecologists, we're not endangered species activists, we're against animal cruelty and exploitation. Super simple idea, and so many people, smart and dumb, just blow it on this. No, Neil, we're not hypocrites or species bigots because we're not fighting for the protections of some hypothetical endangered species of leeches or whatever. We're just simply doing our part to not participate in animal cruelty and exploitation.
They're not. It's the little guys they don't care about. I've had this debate with vegans. I had one last week. I have it every month. And I always point out, most vegans I know munch away on almonds and avocados.
Oh, really, Piers? I've never heard you once try to blame this agricultural production problem on vegans.
Do you know how avocados and almonds get made? Do you drink almond milk?
Oh, you've ticked off another one. Fantastic, Piers.
Actually, I'm just jesting. It's his only 100% go-to move.
And they turn a blind eye to the fact that this causes the mass murder of billions of bees.
How many did you say there, Piers? Billions?
Billions of insects get murdered. Billions. They don't want to have that debate because they don't care about the little guys, Neil.
Well, vegans don't want to have that debate because, once again, this is not what veganism is. Like how Neil was confusing veganism with like protecting endangered species, Piers is somehow confusing veganism with the ahimsa concept from Eastern religions like Jainism and Buddhism, which is a doctrine of doing absolutely no harm to any beings. Once again, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, which are both intentional on the human's part against animals. We're not talking about accidental harm. Accidents happen in the productions of food. It's just part of agriculture. For example, human crop workers often get injured out in the field because accidents happen. Is that the vegan's fault? No, that'd be an absurd thing to say. And it's equally as absurd to say, well, it's somehow the vegan's responsibility that a bug got hurt. And it doesn't mean that vegans don't care about the little guys and the bugs, as Piers Morgan keeps going off about every time he talks about veganism. It's just that we have absolutely nothing to do with that.
My only reaction there is that comment was addressing only vegans who are vegans because they don't want to kill animals.
Yes, no, I agree.
Other reasons to be vegan.
Of course.
For the health or the environment.
Nope, you got it completely wrong there, Neil. There is only one, and only one reason to be vegan. It's that you are against animal cruelty and exploitation. If you happen to be eating a vegan diet for some other reason, like ecology or the endangered leeches or health or something like that, that's wonderful and awesome, but that doesn't make you vegan. That makes you plant-based.
Yeah, and by the way, and they are dining upon the reproductive organs of plants. That's kind of weird.
I mean, there's just so much wrong with what he said there. I mean, for your average person, the idea of tracking down an animal, hunting it, slitting its throat, letting it bleed out, and then eating it, that sounds pretty crazy as opposed to eating the reproductive parts of plants. But let's talk about eating the reproductive parts of animals, because people do that. That's something that you meat eaters do, eating testicles of all sorts of mammals. And this is being done all around the world. Yeah, even here too in North America. But no, for Neil, eating some kind of orange which contains seeds is somehow weird to him. I mean, at least if you eat the orange, I mean, the orange tree that it came from didn't die. And in fact, it'll produce another several hundred oranges each year. It grows back. Try that with the testicles of a bull. You have to kill the thing. They just don't magically grow back. So no, eating animals is definitely weird, Neil.
And I imagine if a plant-based alien visited Earth, they would freak out when they saw vegetarians.
Yes.
Because the vegetarians would be eating them, right?
All right, as a philosopher, I can't tell you how absurd this example is that Neil brings up of some kind of alien that's made out of vegetables and it can think and has sentience and all this. Because let's just stop here. You don't need to have a PhD in anything to understand the difference between plants and animals. Why do vegans eat plants instead of animals? Because plants are not sentient. They're not capable of being treated cruelly. You can't exploit them. They don't scream or anything like that. But Neil, in his weird thought experiment here, he gives plants the one attribute that they're not capable of having. So he's created a sentient being. So yeah, we wouldn't eat that sentient being either, Neil.
And vegetarians target not only the reproductive organs, the nuts, the berries, the flowers,
just the same as you meat eaters do with animal testicles.
but they also target the infant versions of it with baby lettuce, baby carrots, baby.
Oh my
God. This would terrify a plant-based alien.
Yeah, just as your meat-eating kind, Neil, does with veal, targeting baby calves as some kind of delicacy meat. And unlike this imaginary terror of the imaginary vegetable aliens, there's actual real world terror in veal production, in all animal agriculture. But in this case, we're talking about a baby calf being taken away from its mother. So they're both terrified. And the calf lives an unnaturally short life so that you meat eaters can eat it. It just shows you what a horribly unthought out example that Neil brought up here. He thought he was being all clever with this baby spinach and baby carrots, while completely ignoring real actual instances of cruelty and exploitation of baby animals that happens worldwide on a daily basis, and he doesn't seem to give a shit about it.
So that's just a cosmic perspective on that.
No,
diet.
you have given me a whole new line of attack.
Well, of course, Piers is going to love it. It's a completely stupid line of reasoning, which will fit in with Piers's already stupid lines of reasoning.
The flower babies. I love it. This is fantastic.
No, it's absurd and a categorical error, giving plants the attribute of sentience.
I find
that's dangerous. If it's dangerous to feed you more lines of attack, because I don't know what you're going to do with it.
I 100% guarantee he's going to do something equally as stupid with it as he does with his almonds and avocados and billions of bees thing.
No, but I always like to take these things to their debates to their logical end, right? I mean, and it seems to me when it suits them, they care about the bigger animals, the cuddly ones, but when it comes to the little guys, they're not interested.
Note once again, that statement just truly reveals how, after having debated how many vegans by now, Piers, you should have learned this. I mean, you don't understand what veganism is, and that's on you. If you're incapable of listening to the people you're talking with, because you said you debate vegans like once a month, seems like something should have sunken in now about what veganism actually is. So please help me out down in the comments, guys. Please let me know why so many people people have no idea what veganism is. Even if they go on TV like these guys, write books like Neil deGrasse Tyson has. Yeah, he wrote about this vegetable alien species race in his book, and other dumb examples, totally showing that he doesn't understand what veganism is despite his advanced degree. So please let me know, why don't people understand that veganism is about being against animal cruelty and exploitation? Why is that such a hard thing for it to sink in for so many people? It blows my mind. Anyway, questions and comments down below. Hit like, share this video, hit the notification bell, and make sure you're notified about all our videos. And if you think everything I said here is wrong and vegans are not about animal cruelty and exploitation, it's our job to protect the endangered species of the world, please come to my Friday live streams, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be civil and we can maybe have a conversation. So I'll see you guys then. Remember, until then, it doesn't suck being vegan.